This is Matchweek. You are joined by myself, Ardi and Dejan. We discuss everything soccer from the highs and the lows in the sporting week to the news that is relevant to you. Welcome back,
Ladies and gentlemen,
and this is Matchweek. We're here live, top of the hour, WMSC Upper Montclair, and today, yes, I know what you're all expecting. No Besmir. Wow, that is so unfortunate. I am crying. No, but in all reality, it's me and Dejan today. We're chilling, looking to have some fun. And we got a lot to talk about and a bit of a late start. My apologies for that. But right now, we're going to hop into our predictions for the weekends because we have a big topic coming up. If you are a fan of Hall of Fames or are curious how it works in soccer, well, guess what? Now the English Premier League has a Hall of Fame. And we're going to be discussing who's been inducted so far in the first two waves. And then we're going to figure out who should be inducted later on and what the standards really are, whether it's an actual good player or whether it's politics of the sport. So let's hop right into the results. Dejan, what's the first game we're going to be talking about?
So the first game we're going to see here was Villarreal and Liverpool, which finished yesterday 3-2, but aggregate 5-2 to Liverpool, which sends them right to Paris.
Yeah, that was... Here's the thing, right? It's the team that everyone expected from Villarreal in the first game, but that didn't show up. And then in the first half of the second game, that's where we really saw them shine, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. And then Liverpool, a typical performance, 3-2. Fabinho scored, Diaz scored, and who else scored?
Mane scored, yeah.
And Fabinho, here's the thing. Would you criticize Rulli for everything that happened that game?
No, not at all. I mean, I feel like Villarreal, the first half of Villarreal, they were right on the gas. They stepped their foot on the gas and kept going. I don't know what happened in their locker room the second half where they just somehow let in 3 goals. But overall, it was a good performance, especially after knocking out Bayern, Juventus, and other teams. I think they should have pulled through with this one, but unfortunately, Liverpool's class showed, and that obviously predicted their outcome.
Yeah, Liverpool to the final. Now, in order to predict the final, we have to see who's going to win out of Real Madrid, Man City. Now, this is going to be a tough one, folks. So, his first game finished 4-3 to City with, Real Madrid sort of starting out flat-footed and then coming to the game late, where we saw, honestly, a class performance from that team. It was a really good game. It wasn't a game of, how do you explain it? Like, there's some games where it's, just, boring and, there's, cheesy goals that are just being scored.
Yeah.
This was a game where, it was just nothing but class goals.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that one. Man City have always been a good team. Unfortunately, last year they got eliminated. But this, I'm looking at the lineups right here, which looks like a very, very class lineup from both sides. You have Courtois starting with Militao and Fernandes because, of course, Alaba is out with some type of groin injury, ankle injury that he sustained from the last match. We have Carvajal and Mendy on the left back and right back. The three midfielders that made Real Madrid class for the past 5, 6, 7 years of Cruz, Casemiro, and Modric. And we have Fede Valverde on the right winger, like we saw the last time.
Yeah, because from what we're going to talk about on the City side is that their left side is sort of weaker with having someone like a Zinchenko out there who's not the best defensively.
Yeah.
And having a Foden and a De Bruyne. That's not their defensive side. And Valverde, as we saw against Chelsea with Real Madrid, you need him just... He's not really playing right wing. He's just pressing all over the front line.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where he is. He's just there to be a menace. That's the best thing for him. And from the City side, here's the thing. These are predicted lineups right now, what it looks like. So it's going to be predicted that it'll be Phil Foden, Gabby Jesus, Riyad Mahrez in the front three. Then it's going to be Bernardo Silva, Rodri, De Bruyne, and then in the back, at right back, Cancelo, Luis Diaz, Laporte, and then Zinchenko. Here's the thing, and of course also Ederson in goal. I didn't think I had to say that. It's always obvious for City. But here's the thing we're going to talk about. So we have just only one injury really for City with John Stones, which isn't the biggest. But here's the thing. For Real, they're missing out on Miguel Gutierrez. Isco's out. Gareth Bale is out, and Eden Hazard is out. But he is back in training. But he is not fully fit.
Yeah, so it looks like Luka Jovic has apparently came back from his groin injury, so he'll be able to play alongside Benzema, maybe as a backup striker or something. They could bring off the bench, which most likely Carlo Ancelotti won't do.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's sort of tough for Luka Jovic, right? Because he's coming into a team where Benzema, as soon as Ronaldo left, has found the best form any player could find. Like, it shows that when there's no Ronaldo, that Real can still find goals without him, you know? And he's been sort of carrying that weight.
Yeah, I kind of knew, especially when I saw that Luka Jovic was going to go from Frankfurt to Real Madrid. I knew it was going to be, for his side at least, a bad investment. I mean, of course, when Real Madrid calling you, of course, anybody would sit there and, go. But
I don't know, like, can we really even say that anymore? Because there's certain players where they look at a team and they realize, like, you know what? Yeah, I'm getting called to Real Madrid, but I'm not gonna play.
That's exactly what I thought. I sat there and thought, at first they thought of Luka Jovic as Benzema's heir, but now since for some reason Carlo Ancelotti doesn't want to play him, so and especially with the young players like that, they need as much involvement as they can. So even if they send him out on loan, and he went to loan, he went on loan back to Frankfurt. His first game, he scored twice.
Yeah,
what a powerful message to send right back to the coach. Scored, I think, maybe 10 goals that season because Bundesliga was basically almost like quarter of way finished through the season.
Yeah, because they start early. Yeah.
Still did good. Came back and still didn't get the start. I don't know, honestly. I don't know what Luka Jovic has to do. I've watched him in training.
Here's the thing, right? Here's my prediction for Luka Jovic. Luka Jovic, if Real Madrid get Erling Haaland, right? Because supposedly City's like they've secured the bag, like they got Haaland supposedly. But if Real Madrid get Erling Haaland, it wouldn't be a bad shot for City to get Luka Jovic.
Yeah, because
realistically, Luka Jovic, like, he's not the most creative striker. He's not the most like world beating guy, but he's a finisher. He's a poacher.
You put the ball into his feet. Yeah,
that's all City need right now. City does not need another Aguero. City does not need a Harry Kane. They just need a striker. As they've shown this season, they sort of struggled a little bit. Sort of. Not that much. Sort of struggling just to have that one guy who could just finish.
Yeah.
Don't worry about dropping back to the midfield, going wide, playing balls. Just finish the ball.
See, the good thing about Pep Guardiola is he's been going through this whole Manchester City without a striker. Ever since Aguero left, he's been doing phenomenal without a striker. But, you still need a striker to score goals. You can't, sit there and try.
Well, I mean, yes and no. Like, it's not like he hasn't had a striker. It's just someone like Gabby Jesus, who's touted to be the next big number 9. He sort of came in, and what he's been sort of doing is that it's been like that total football Johan Cruyff type ordeal where it's like everybody's rotating in and out of certain positions. Like, when you see Mahrez on the pitch, Mahrez is not just staying at right wing. Sometimes he's like drifting into the middle, and then Jesus is cutting wide, and then there's always a rotation going on, which has made it very beneficial for Pep, as we've seen. Like, for example, Phil Foden. Phil Foden is not a left winger. We know in game he's not going to stay left wing all game. We know that him and Bernardo Silva are going to rotate a little bit. De Bruyne's going to go up. He's going to drop back in the midfield. We're going to see Jesus probably drift wide and Foden go towards the middle and then probably play a false 9 or something. Like, this team has natural rotations they do with players in the team of how they properly rotate the ball.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that because, I mean, even with an okay midfield of Rodri, De Bruyne, and Silva, I think De Bruyne and Silva are two amazing cams or center mids. Rodri's a very, very good center defensive mid when it comes to City, but I feel like, they could buy somebody a little bit better.
I mean, here's the thing, though. It's like Rodri's not meant to be your only holding CDM. Like, people have to understand, to find another Fernandinho is 1 in 10 million.
Yeah,
it's very hard to find someone who did what Fernandinho did for the longest time of only being the singular holding center mid, center CDM in a midfield. Like, that's all he did. So just to have the expectation, you can't expect that from a new player coming in. Like, and here, I think the midfield has worked for City, so I don't think there's nothing to criticize there, because City have been able to piece together their midfield, show what they want, and do what they want. Whereas now, it's just in question of whether or not this midfield trio of Kroos, Casemiro, and Modric is still going to be able to do it.
Yeah, Real Madrid. If I were Real Madrid, I know it's almost time to start looking at.
Well, I mean, they've done it though, because you have Valverde,
Yeah,
you have
Valverde,
Camavinga,
and now they're apparently linked to Tchouaméni. I think is that.
yeah, Tchouaméni, or even Pogba might leave in the summer.
But I don't see a Paul Pogba fitting in a Real Madrid side.
I
like
think.
this.
Are you kidding me? Paul Pogba encapsulates everything that is Real Madrid. I'm telling you, if he goes to Real Madrid, he is going to be going supernova in the La Liga because he has less pressure. Because he's gonna go on a free. He's gonna do whatever he wants. No one's gonna question him. Carlo Ancelotti supposedly really likes him.
Oh, it's also supposed to be Carlo Ancelotti's last year with Real Madrid as well. So
Exactly. So if you can get a player in on a free, why not? It's not like he that's the thing. His contract expires, so it's not like you're gonna be paying millions like how Manchester United did. You're getting Paul Pogba on a free. Just imagine a midfield three of a Camavinga, a Valverde, and a Paul Pogba.
Yeah,
And in worst case, you rotated a Modric, a Kroos, or a Casemiro here and there.
Yeah, Real Madrid are definitely going to be set up for the future. It looks like also a bright future. I don't know who. I mean, they've been linked to Mbappe, Haaland, all these big name players. But I mean, if Benzema continues to score like this and continues, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, how you gonna fit them all, right? If you want Mbappe and Haaland, what's gonna happen to Vinicius and Benzema?
Exactly.
I mean, here's the thing: if they get them in, then people like Asensio are out of the team. Vasquez, I think, stays because he plays like a right wing back and backup for Carvajal. Honestly, that's what I'd be worried about for Real Madrid. You let go of a Hakimi, who could have easily replaced Carvajal.
100%.
Easily. He had 2 good years at Dortmund. Comes back and you sell him to Inter Milan.
Yeah, without even giving it like a second thought.
And then after that, Inter Milan sells him to PSG. So it was. These two teams looked like they needed a fire sale. Like they needed to sell somebody for no reason.
Yeah, for no reason.
So
and now but Inter also did bring Dumfries in, who really isn't up to the par of Hakimi, but he's also a good right back.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like Inter's situation was different in comparison to Real. Real was just, it felt ignorant and they wanted money, whereas Inter, because with everything that's been happening. So for people who don't know, a lot of teams like Inter Milan, AC Milan, and etc. were taken over by Chinese owners. Yes. And now with these Chinese business groups and these ownerships, it's coming to be now that China is charging, I think, 100% tax on any money coming out of China to be spent for businesses. So now what these clubs are trying to do is that they're basically minimalizing the money they're putting in to operations, and they're trying to make them run by themselves without any investment, or they're just trying to sell the club right now. Like right now it looks like AC Milan might be bought out by a Bahraini business group.
Yeah, Bahrain, yeah. For like $1 billion, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So that's where the football is right now for anyone who is curious. So that's where Inter struggled there. Now, let's see. Real Madrid, Man City, predictions. We have to figure it out. What are we thinking? What are we doing?
Honestly, this is because it's tough. So the aggregate is 3-4, and they're playing in the Santiago Bernabeu. And especially, as you saw the last time, when it came to Real Madrid playing at the Santiago Bernabeu against PSG. They went in there, they showed their class, and they beat them horribly.
Yeah.
Also, to be fair, Donnarumma didn't have the best of days. And then
But here's the thing, right? Last game, City had Fernandinho on. Like, no offense, Fernandinho, but you put him up against a Vinicius, that's asking for problems.
What he did to him was like he should be going to jail.
Dude, we talked about this. It's literally as if it was Gareth Bale versus Mark Bartra 2.0.
Yes.
That's what it looked like. Except it was a Brazilian on Brazilian crime. That's what it was.
Exactly.
That's what it was. But yeah, so there's no Fernandinho starting in this team. Laporte hasn't actually been featuring that much ever since Diaz came.
Also Kyle Walker's out for some reason.
Well, I don't think Kyle Walker's out.
Well, he's not out, but he's been dropped from the starting lineup for Cancelo and Zinchenko.
Wait, he's I don't know why he's not probable to start.
Here it says.
Well, here's the thing, Walker is coming back from an injury.
Oh, that's also true.
So I don't know what. That's why he might be a late feature. I don't know. He might be subbed on because, with someone like Kyle Walker, granted for his age is phenomenal. Still at his age, you have to be careful with injuries.
Yeah,
because it could be a make or break type situation. And Kyle Walker is someone who is very crucial for a Man City because he can play center back, right back.
Center back, yeah. Anyway, he could play. He's a perfect defender, honestly. Stick him anywhere.
He's your traditional right back though. He presses high, defends well. That's all you really need from a right back. people like sort of have this like like they have too much of an expectation for some of these players. Like everyone thinks like everyone has to be a Trent, like a high pressing ball playing right back, or they have to be a Luke Shaw, like a world beater, one of the best to ever play. I'm sorry. I had to put that.
He had to put his Man United propaganda.
I had to. But in all seriousness, like realistically, if you like the ideal left back, right back, you want to be playing like Kyle Walker. An ideal left back, you want to be playing like Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
Ashley Cole was someone who defended super well. Defending was the priority, and then everything else was after.
Ronaldo still says to this day that the one of the most hardest defenders he could have got by is Ashley Cole.
Well, yeah, he was a nuisance. It was also a younger Ronaldo.
That's also true. So I mean, Cancelo has been undoubtedly one of the best right backs in the Premier League this season, in my opinion. Honestly, he's been
right back,
class.
left back. He's been playing
center
everywhere.
mid, anywhere. You could. This guy can play anywhere he wants, which is amazing. And to think that he went to Juventus and came back for like a good 30 million. So Guardiola.
I was so confused, like why he left Juve when he was phenomenal at Juventus, dude.
Yeah, I don't know why either. That's horrible judgment by clubs like these who their business really.
And then Juve got Danilo in the deal. Oh my god.
Danilo, like imagine how amazing it had to be to sit there and get João Cancelo, and then the only person you're giving up is maybe about 20 mil and Danilo.
Oh my god. Danilo has made it to all these top clubs, and I don't know how. Like,
I don't know either.
Makes no sense.
People think he's some type of world-class defender.
Because like he was with them for the 3 years.
Yeah.
For the Champions League with Real, right?
Yep.
So like the man's has like 3 Champions League winners medals just because like he was just there.
Yeah, just because he was. Yeah, he just sat there and just.
Oh my god, that was like what's his name? The left back Maxwell.
Yeah,
like he followed
from PSG.
He followed Zlatan everywhere.
Yeah, he went anywhere Zlatan went. He was
like
right behind
Zlatan was at Barca. He was at Barca. Zlatan was at AC. He was at AC. I think the only place he didn't go to was Inter. That was it. But then he met him up at PSG again. That was funny.
Along with Dani Alves too. Dani Alves is the most decorated football player in the world when it comes to trophies.
Yeah, trophies.
So anywhere he went, he won a trophy.
Trophies are major trophies. That's the thing. Because are we including the Copa del Rey's and all those?
Yeah.
I mean, the La Liga title, is that really a major trophy?
I mean,
I'm sorry. Slight jabs. I have to. Okay, we have to predict a winner. Who's it gonna be?
I feel like Real Madrid are going to absolutely knock Man City out this time. I think it's gonna be I think it could be 3-2 in Manchester, and not Manchester. Real Madrid's favor, 100%.
3-2 puts it to a 6-6. Which means they have to go to extra time. There's no more away goal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, you're right.
They got rid of the away goal rule, which I think was stupid, to be honest.
So, honestly, because I know how Real Madrid play when they're at Santiago.
The away goal rule removal, it was removed for no reason, because that Liverpool-Villarreal game at Anfield is a prime example. If you can bag a goal against Liverpool at Anfield in the Champions League, back any goal, that should be an advantage for the next game.
Yeah.
If there's a draw, like it just makes sense.
I mean, to be honest, I liked it, but it has its consequences also. So, like, as you see, if Real Madrid right now had the away goals, they'd be killing City right now. They'd be absolutely killing City. So that's what. Yeah. So one away goal counts as 2, right?
No, it's just the away goals. So let's say it's 4-4, and Real Madrid scored more away goals. Then Real Madrid would go through just because they had the advantage on aggregate. So that's what it was.
Okay. But yeah, honestly, I think Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid could beat them in extra time.
Because I want to see an all-English final. The 2 teams that are fighting for the top of the Premier League. Why not Man City, Liverpool in the Champions League final? I think Man City are gonna.
See, I don't want Liverpool to win another Champions League, though. That's gonna.
Yeah, but I don't want City to win one either. That's why, I hate saying I want the City's gonna make it, because then it's gonna be the end of the world for me. I'm a Man United fan. City's gonna be like, "Oh, we've won the Champions League. We are now best club at Manchester."
See, for me, it's hard because I'm a Bayern Munich fan, and Guardiola was our former coach, and we have former players at Liverpool like Thiago.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to judge. I mean, an all-English final. I mean, we've seen it before though, with Tottenham and who was it? I think with Tottenham and Liverpool.
Yeah, but Tottenham, I don't know. They cheesed their way through against Ajax.
I still feel like Ajax deserved to go to the Champions League final. I feel like they would have put up a better fight than Tottenham.
Oh yeah, 100%. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Man City, and I think it's gonna be as high of a scoring game as last time.
It could be. I mean, the last time it
Because
was
the
4-3.
first game 4-3. Like, what do you predict? What, it's gonna be 7-5? I'm gonna predict. Here's the scoreline: City 7, Real Madrid 5. There you go. I said it. Nah. I think it's gonna be 3-2 or 2-1 to Man City. I think it's only gonna be like a 1-goal differential. Each team's gonna bag at least 1 or 2 goals.
Or Benzema could just go on his daily rampage and go score another hat trick.
Benzema's just gonna, what is it? He's gonna use those stem cells. He's gonna inject some in him real quick. Like, all right, right in my knees so they don't rip apart. All right, let's get this. All right, those are our predictions for the Champions League. Do you want to hop right into Premier League, or do you want to talk about the Hall of Fame? Or do you want to keep the listeners waiting and talk our more predictions?
I mean, I think we could talk a little bit more about predictions to see who.
Okay, so for the Premier League weekend, we're not going to go as in depth for every single game because there's a lot of games going on this weekend as we're nearing towards the end of the Premier League. But what we can't talk about is how the table is looking right now.
We do also have the Europa League and Conference League.
Okay. Here, as I pull up the table, you can talk about that real quick.
Okay, so we're here, Frankfurt versus West Ham. Frankfurt edged West Ham 2-1 in an amazing game, and Leipzig scored 1-0 against Rangers. Honestly, I think it would be a Frankfurt-Leipzig final. I think it's going to be an all-German final in Sevilla.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense there. I mean, West Ham, granted, we've noticed in the Premier League that they've been focusing more on Europa League and more on their European endeavors.
Yeah,
because they know that with the top 4 being such a guarantee with certain teams, that they're way better off having, just guaranteeing themselves a Europa League final that Man United couldn't do last season. We choked it against Villarreal, of course, out of all teams. But totally, I do see West Ham. Here's the like. I want them to win too, though. I want them to win because they've never done anything Europe wise.
Also, Frankfurt though. Frankfurt, I think, what was it? The last season when Luka Jovic was there, they made it all the way to, I think it was a semi or quarterfinals when they lost the penalties, of course, to Chelsea. Shout out Besmir, but I don't like you.
I don't like you
because I don't know. Kepa made a knee diving save, which was
first time I heard of from Kepa. Man usually chokes on the biggest stage.
How do you put it down the middle and you try to aim for a nutmeg in a penalty?
Bro, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Man United's win-draw-loss ratio right now, and it's so embarrassing. Like, the fact that we have 10 draws in the top 6.
Wow.
10 draws. Like, the only team that has more, like, that has almost as much as is Chelsea, and they have 9. Like, that just infuriates me, looking at that right now. Anger. Okay. Back to the show. Do you really are underestimating Rangers right now, bro?
So yeah, I also like Red Star, so I would absolutely love a smashing from Leipzig. Rangers, they somehow came over to Red Star and managed to kick our butts. Unfortunately, it was a little bit too late for us. But class for Rangers, I mean, they're a good team, but Nkunku has been on a different type of wave this season.
That's it, because if Mbappe leaves, I see PSG just scooping up Nkunku. And just play him as a false 9 and let Messi and Neymar go crazy.
Come back though? Because he has been. He started his career at PSG. But
but if the form you have, you're gonna get told, hey, you're gonna start in the center, play like a false 9. You're gonna have Messi and Neymar next to you. No one's gonna bother you. All right, bet. Like,
that's fair.
It's the difference between, like, when you have that calling to Real Madrid or Barca, it's like, oh, maybe something will happen. Like, if you left your club, had probably one of the best seasons a player has had so far this season. Like, if he keeps these numbers up for the next season, he could possibly be in contention for a Ballon d'Or just because of the amount of goals he's put up and assists.
That's true.
Because he's had already 44 goals in 50 games
He's been definitely tearing up this
and then
whole
plus
season.
Assists alone, I think he's already hit double digits. Like, he's, I think, 15, 20.
Yeah.
Think about it. So he's contributed at least 60 goals this season for Leipzig.
By himself, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is incredible, honestly, especially for somebody his caliber who, at first, when he went to Leipzig, you thought, all right, just another one of those
But
German
that just
signings.
but that just shows you like Leipzig's recruitment is just insane.
Yeah, their recruitment is insane. Only to give up players to us, of course.
Well, no, look. Here's the thing, right? Actually, Sabitzer, I think he's done horrendous for you. So
Because
shout out to you guys.
how is he gonna start? I mean, with the midfield of Kimmich, Goretzka, and Muller. It's really
He's gonna
hard.
start over Muller soon. I don't see Muller playing anything.
He just
anymore.
extended his contract to 2024.
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, I think that's sort of been the issue with Bayern Munich. Like, they don't know when to sort of say like that's it.
That's also true. I can back you up on that. Yeah,
Because when you have players like a Sabitzer, who was clearly shown to be probably one of the best forward-playing midfielders in the Bundesliga, to just basically be sitting the bench and barely play all season just shows there's a problem.
especially from his old coach.
Exactly.
Too.
Like, his old coach, he wants to play him. Like, it's not like he doesn't want to play him. Or supposedly they had like a falling out, but there's no exact reasoning
But it's
behind
hard.
everything.
It's just hard to fit him into that. You
Yeah,
know,
like-
those three, especially with the club legend like Muller. You can't just sideline Muller, who's been
And
there
then
his whole life.
even Tolisso, who's had sort of like
That too.
a resurgence this season.
Exactly.
Like, it's tough. I do see I could see a Sabitzer leaving though this season, 100%.
I could see him going out on loan. I don't think he'd leave. Probably a loan somewhere probably like
I mean, to be honest, I could see United going in for him.
yeah.
He's a Ten Hag player.
Not bad.
He looks like a Ten Hag player, to be honest.
He could be under the right management, of course. And Marcel Sabitzer, you saw his goal in the Champions League. I think it was against Zenit.
Bro,
Just a half volley, just rips it into the top left corner.
he's got class. Here's the thing. So supposedly now, because just sort of like move away topic for a second. Supposedly now, because Ten Hag's taking over United, they're linking us with De Jong's making a return to Ten Hag by playing at Manchester United. De Ligt United's gonna sign, bring him back. It's like we're trying to get Ajax best hits back.
Oh man, I mean, Ten Hag. I feel like Ten Hag is gonna make an amazing. He's gonna sell 10 players. So those 10 players, we
It's
already
not
know.
selling. It's just people are leaving.
That too.
Like Mata is contract expiring. Matic contract expiring. Pogba, Jones, Martial. Who else?
Martial should have left a long time ago.
Well, he's at Sevilla now, and look who he's doing. Nothing. Like that was his chance
I know.
to sort of like get back.
Especially when you have R9, introduce you to the stadium and then just introduce you to La Liga, especially on the big stage, and then you just sit there and do nothing like you've been doing for the past 3-4 seasons.
I think it's just tough for him because he was going clear, like had such a great season with Bruno in the 2020-2021 season, and then as soon as he gets injured, it's just like, bro, injuries, people have to understand, it's not just physically, right? It doesn't that they physically mess with you. It's a big mental aspect. Like injuries just mess with your mental health so badly. Like we saw that even with Jesse Lingard. Like he was making barely an appearance for United because not only was he suffering with injuries, but stuff with his personal life, with his family. So we see how I think it's probably one of the most underappreciated topics of football about how players' mental health really affects them. And we see that now, but all right, now to get back on topic.
On topic to the Prem.
I'm gonna say it's going to be a Rangers West Ham final. I'm gonna go opposite of you just because.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know if Rangers are gonna pull it out against Leipzig, but this is why this sport is amazing because you never know what could happen. So
Yeah. So now back to the Prem.
Mhm.
So right now, we have a lot of games. We have Brentford, Southampton, Aston Villa again. So hold on, my
Aston Villa against Burnley.
yeah, there we go.
Chelsea against Wolves. Crystal Palace versus Watford. Brighton versus United, and Liverpool against Tottenham.
Yeah, and then Sunday we have Arsenal versus Leeds, and then Leicester versus Everton.
Oof.
And then is there anything else for that Sunday? Yeah, and then we also have Norwich versus West Ham, and we have Man City versus Newcastle.
Oh, that's gonna be a great game.
So
starting off with Brentford and Southampton, I honestly think Southampton are gonna smash Brentford.
I think because Brentford have hit a snag.
Yeah.
Because they lost 2 games back to back, especially at 3-0 against United.
Yeah. Especially with that United team, I mean, to be fair, Ronaldo, Bruno, and
everyone stepped it up that game.
Yeah,
So it's
100%.
like credit where credit is due. So Southampton, I think it's like a 1-0, 2.
Yeah, I think
2-1.
1-0, 2-0 also. I don't think,
I don't think
they're
it's
not
anything crazy.
Yeah, no, not in there.
Burnley, Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa are gonna smash. I mean, granted, does Burnley even have a chance of staying up? Like, are
I
they
think they do.
mathematically get? Yeah, they have a chance of staying up.
Yeah.
So Burnley right now have 34 points. They're tied with Leeds,
And only 2 points behind Everton. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Everton still have a game in hand to play, so that's a make or break game for Burnley. Like, from what it looks like, Watford and Norwich are guaranteed relegated.
yeah, 100%. Which I already knew Norwich were gonna be.
And then
there.
so here's Burnley. It's a must-win game for them, but I don't see them winning. Like, okay, you guys clip this if I'm wrong, but I don't see them winning against Aston Villa.
I see a tie.
Granted, they've been hit or miss lately. Aston Villa has been the more dominant team out of both of them.
Yeah, I feel like honestly it's gonna be a tie.
A tie is a fair shout too. I wouldn't disagree with the tie.
I think maybe 1-1, 2-2, something around there. Something like a nice little 4-goal, 3-goal thriller.
All right, next is Chelsea Wolves.
See,
This is a game where like it matters, but it doesn't matter. Like it's not the most important game out of all of them because Chelsea look like they're. I can't say they look like they're guaranteed third because now Arsenal's creeping up and so is Tottenham.
even United too.
Well, United
58
could have,
points.
but no comment. Well, no, yeah. You say United too, but United have 2 games in hand over Tottenham and Arsenal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so no, United's not. Nah.
Yeah, Chelsea, especially with the loss. I wish Besme was here so I could just laugh in his face about losing to Everton.
I'm gonna make like a little compilation of like Besmir's like
Sitting here praising Chelsea and then the next day,
next day losing.
they lose.
Yeah. I'm really gonna do like.
I feel like Besme should just.
I'm gonna use like the ending music of Curb Your Enthusiasm and just like it's gonna be like Besmer saying something. It's like dun dun dun. Dun. It's gonna be so funny. But yeah, okay, so it's an important game, but it's not an important game. Like it's important for Wolves and Chelsea to get points, but at the same time, this game is not the most important of the weekend.
Yeah.
But I want to say I see a Chelsea win, but Wolves might pull something out of nowhere.
I see a Chelsea 2-1 win at most. I don't see.
Because I think Wolves have been struggling for goals lately because Raul Jimenez just came back this season and he's been off.
He's never going to be the
Chan
same.
just hasn't been linking up well with the team.
Yeah.
Trent Cow has been doing really well with underlying numbers. Like
Yeah.
he does have great numbers and progressive carries. Trying to put the ball into the box. Like he's trying to do something, but it's just the team just hasn't been clicking.
Yeah, but I honestly think Chelsea are probably going to edge it out.
Chelsea need it, to be honest. After last game, they need
like a
win.
little more morale boost.
Yeah, they need the win. Next,
Crystal Palace versus Watford. I honestly think Crystal Palace is going to smash Watford 3-0.
yeah, I honestly, and I'm gonna call this now. Man of the match is gonna be Olise if he's not injured.
Ooh.
Because Olise, I think, is the best player right now at Crystal Palace.
I think Zaha is going to have 2 goals and then maybe Edouard. Probably a penalty in like the 85th. I think, honestly, Watford, I don't know what type of player wants to go to
Well, here's the
Watford.
thing. If we look at the last time they've played each other, which was February of 2022, Crystal Palace won 4-1.
Oof.
And then besides, actually, it's crazy. Hold on. So this is their only second time versing each other in the Prem this season.
Oh, wow.
So then, because the last time they versed each other in the EFL Cup in August 24th of 2021, then they played a club friendly August 7th of 2021, and then they played a Premier League. Their last Premier League outing against each other besides this season was March 7th of 2020.
That's odd. I don't know.
Does that date sound familiar? Because that was a day right before lockdown.
Yeah.
Last time they played each other, COVID was not officially a thing yet.
Wow. That's crazy.
That just shows how Watford got relegated. Bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bad. So I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as this time because I think Cycling GK is going to do his best to keep him in the game. That's honestly that's low key reason why I didn't want Watford to get relegated. I wanted to see Ben Foster with his little GoPro on his chest while in the game. What a guy! But yeah, so I think it's gonna be a 2-0 victory. Olise gonna bag a goal and Conor Gallagher with a goal as well.
So now we have Brighton and United. I honestly think United are gonna probably.
I want to say United, but every time I go like, yeah, United's gonna win, like, and then I look like a clown with egg on my face. I just think Brighton is a team you have to worry about, just because like Graham Potter has brought them up to their highest finish ever. To be seen. So ninth, if they secure ninth this season, that is very impressive from this Brighton
especially
team.
for some,
especially
like
with
Brighton.
having injuries nonstop, not having a real recognized striker who like scores you a lot of goals. Like, granted, Neil Maupay is okay, but when your backup is Danny Welbeck,
Yeah,
like, come on. But also they have one of the best young talents right now in Tariq Lamptey.
yeah. Also, Njepu, I think his name is.
Mwepu.
Yeah.
Him and midfielder. Oh, what's his name? I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Where is
It starts with a B. Why am I blinking right now?
B. Come on.
Squad. Basuma. There we go.
That's his. Yeah.
Why couldn't I think of his name? Yeah. So realistically, the three biggest players in that team is Basuma, Mwepu, and Tariq Lamptey.
Yeah.
Which, granted, even their center backs have not been that great because they lost Ben White. They brought back Shane Duffy on loan. They have a Lewis Dunk, Adam Webster. Granted, Veltman's been okay. Cucurella is not really a. It's been, he's had a little evolution this season. Like, he went from being like a winger in the.
He went from a winger to being a left back,
like a wing back, sort of. Yeah, which has been pretty impressive.
I mean, to be honest, Cucurella. I mean, if you're sitting there, I think what was his club? I think it was Getafe.
Yeah, Getafe. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was playing amazing at Getafe, only to go to a team like Brighton, who finished ninth. Which I think Getafe, are in sixth.
Well, it depends. Like, there's certain players where they'd much rather finish top 10 in the Premier League than always finish top 5 in La Liga. Like, they think that's more rewarding.
That's true. Honestly, in my opinion, I think United are going to win 3-1. I think there's going to be some type of defensive mistake where they just leave somebody open. But I think Cristiano's going to show his class again.
I think with how weak to be perfectly honest, I'm going to say this right now, it all depends if Maguire's been starting, because it looks like United's been playing great without Harry Maguire.
Yeah, I think he has some type of injury. I think with his foot.
Oh, no. Harry Maguire is injured.
Which is, God's signal for you guys to somehow, get better for at least the last couple games of the season.
I'm so sad that Harry Maguire is injured. We are going to lose. Oh, no.
Yeah, but in my opinion,
it's the end of the world. I love Harry Maguire.
Our top defender, our captain. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, my God, man. That's... Okay, we cannot talk badly about him again. Like, it's too many weeks in a row where we keep talking badly about Harry Maguire. We're going to leave it there. The only injuries United have right now is Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Paul Pogba, Jadon Sancho, and it says there's a youth guy who is injured. In Spanish, you say his color verde, like the last name. So, verde in Spanish means green. I don't remember him being injured.
Yeah, I don't remember him being injured.
I remember him injuring somebody, but I'm going to leave it at that. Allegedly. But, yeah. Honestly, stuff like that has really just sidelined Man United's season, horrendously.
Yeah.
Like, all the drama off the pitch really... Even performances on it. If you look at Manchester United, the reason why I can't say anything about them winning or not is because there's no convincing attitude on the pitch.
Yeah, there's no,
There's nothing where it's like... If they're stuck, you don't see them fighting for it. And, it doesn't help when you have people look, Scott McTominay. I love the kid. But he's not a top 6 player, to be perfectly honest. I don't see him playing for a Tottenham. I don't see him playing for a Chelsea, a Man City, a Liverpool, or even an Arsenal.
I could see him playing for maybe a Newcastle or a Crystal Palace.
I think he starts for Wolves.
Yeah, he could start for
If Wolves loses Ruben Neves, I see him sliding into his slot perfectly because he does everything that Ruben wants to do.
Minus the shooting.
Well, I mean, he scored some bangers against City from distance.
Yeah, but
no,
Ruben Neves' goals.
I know, but don't discredit McTominay like that. I will talk badly as much as I want, but don't discredit the point. But yeah, McTominay, I can see him playing for a team like that. But yeah, here's the thing though, if Matic leaves, Mata leaves, Lingard leaves. We only have, and Pogba leaves, we only have Fred, McTominay, and Bruno left in the midfield. in our official squad.
On top of that, I think Tantanka is going to bring a couple of his boys.
Well, Van de Beek's coming back,
Well,
which I'm really excited to see him play.
I want him to start.
Here's the thing:
100% of the
at
time.
Everton, besides him picking up like a slight ankle injury, every game he's played, he's been so influential for Everton.
His first
Frank
game, he scored a
Lampard.
goal.
Yeah, he's been. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see him start because to be honest, the midfield three of Bruno, Fred, and Van de Beek, I'm happy with.
Yeah,
Because
it doesn't sound like a bad midfield.
realistically, you could play a double pivot of Fred and Van de Beek, and either or will stay back to defend. Like I talked about this episode 3 of Matchweek. Donny Van de Beek can play anywhere in the midfield you want him to play in. If you want him to play CDM, he'll play CDM. You want him to play as a cam, he'll play as a cam. You want to play box to box, he can play box to box.
The kid just wants to play.
He will do anything. He could play anywhere.
Exactly.
Like, he had to play in a team where he had to deal with Schoen,
Yeah. Shone.
De Jong, and Hakim Ziyech playing in front of him, where none of them were going to defend, and Schoen was just slow.
Yeah, Scone was just there just for pure vibes and just, some type of little.
Well, no,
veterancy.
he played balls, dude. Like, he's a baller, so you can't disrespect the guy. Like, he was a baller. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Donny Van de Beek can defend, but that's why I'm not saying what's going to happen. You know what? I'm going to say this. I will gladly take the egg on my face. United are going to... There we go. I bleeped it, so that way, like, no one knows what I said. So depressing, it really is. All right, next game. We have Liverpool-Tottenham. Go.
I got Liverpool winning this one.
I don't know. I feel like Liverpool's going to be too distracted to the Champions League. I think Tottenham might make it through because Conte has put together a solid team, and I might even say this because of Harry Kane. Like, Harry Kane, he's been okay the second half of the season. Heung-Min Son is a menace. That's who Liverpool have to watch out for.
Along with Kulusevski.
Yeah, even Kulusevski they brought in. Like, you have to be careful with their wings now. You can't only worry about Harry Kane anymore.
Exactly. You have to worry about...
And I personally think that is why Kane has had a better second season. Now, because he's seen that Son and Kulusevski can carry the performances more, he's been way more relaxed.
Yeah, he's been sitting there just completely carrying Tottenham for God knows how long. So it's about time that he finally has some type of help so he doesn't have to leave or he doesn't have to look for a new club. I mean, to be fair, he could go anywhere he wants. So he could slot in any...
I don't think he's going anywhere anymore.
Like, he shouldn't.
I think he should. I think he should have left Tottenham a long time ago.
He should have,
If he wants to win a title, he should have left. But to just be perfectly honest, you're not winning a Premier League with Tottenham. I'm sorry. You're not. In the Champions League, you had your chance. You blew it.
Yeah.
Realistically, you're Harry Kane in the Champions League final. You should be helping your team get through.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like,
especially wearing the captain's armband.
Yeah, you blew your chance. You really did. So I think, honestly, it's going to be 2-0 Tottenham to Liverpool.
I could see maybe a 2-1. I think,
or maybe a draw. I wouldn't doubt
also
a draw. But Liverpool need the win though because they have City on their tail. Like, City are a point ahead with a game in head.
Yeah.
I mean, game in hand, not head. Oh no! Wait, yeah. They have a game in hand over Liverpool, so Liverpool have to win.
Yeah.
It's a must-win situation for Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool, if they lose this game or even tie this game, this gives Manchester City a gigantic leap.
Yes, it does.
In terms of 100%.
Points. But now we have to talk about Man City Newcastle.
Ooh, that's gonna be a very good game. I mean, I low key may start to become a Newcastle fan just because
Newcastle, the fact that they went from almost getting relegated to 10th place now just shows how well and how if you invest properly really helps a club.
Yeah.
And B, how much of an underrated manager Eddie Howe was. Like, granted, I understand people's reservations, because of how he was at Bournemouth, right? Because at Bournemouth he was conceding an average about 66 goals a season, which is honestly too much to be a Premier League level club.
A little too much.
But he was outscoring though. Like, he was scoring around 80 goals a season too. So that's where you'd get that negative 20 goal differential.
See, if I was Newcastle, I'd probably try to build around St. Max as much as I can because he's no
Jolinton. Joelinton has had a revival being a new box-to-box midfielder. I think that's your focal point. Saint-Maximin is too inconsistent, too injury-prone, thinks he's a Ballon d'Or level player where he doesn't show Ballon d'Or level performances.
Well, I'm telling you, Saint-Max.
He's good, don't get me wrong, but he's not a Mbappe level type player. That's what he thinks he is. But that's what he thinks he is, though.
But he has the potential to be. Not as good as Mbappe or, up there, but he could come close.
But they have, what is it? I forget if it's him or if it's Ousmane Dembele, but he has a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract. It's Ousmane Dembele who has the Ballon d'Or clause in his contract. So stupid. That's just overhype. But if Newcastle wins that game, that is massive for them because then that brings them over Brighton. So here's the thing. If Brighton loses, Newcastle wins, Newcastle gets 9th place. Think about how much of a recovery that is from a garbage manager like Steve Bruce.
Yeah, who now is getting relegated with Norwich.
No. You think about Dean Smith.
Oh.
Steve Bruce, I think, took over a championship team, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot which team. Also ex-United player. Sorry to disrespect him, but...
Oh, that's right.
You're trash.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're a trash manager. Sorry. Sorry.
But honestly, Newcastle, Man City, oof. I mean, this could be a very tough one. I think Man City just nearly pulls it through. Maybe like a 2-1 or even maybe a 2-2. This could be the week that we see, both two ties.
Is Kieran Trippier back from injury yet?
I don't think so. Let me see.
If Kieran Trippier is back from injury, I predict a 1-0 victory, Kieran Trippier free kick goal. That's what I'm predicting.
No, he is not yet back.
Never mind, I lied. That's not my prediction. Man City win 1-0.
Yeah, I see a 2-2.
Yeah, draw is possible.
I could see a 2-2 here.
Now, Leeds Arsenal. I think Arsenal wins this game.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't want to disrespect Leeds, especially Jesse Marsch, who sort of brought them on the bounce back. But Arsenal have just been in flying form lately. I think that goes to show how not having that European worry really does help a team thrive in the Premier League. And that's why I was hoping for United. I'm hoping, let's finish 8th. Let's not get anything. I don't want Conference League. I don't want none of that. None of it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think Arsenal are definitely going to edge Leeds out. Maybe, I think 3-0. I think 3-0 for Arsenal. Or maybe even 3-1 for Leeds.
I do see an Arsenal victory, guaranteed. Now, this is a game where it can go either way. We have Leicester versus Everton.
See, this one's tough because Everton just got back from beating Chelsea. Once again, Besmir, your team sucks. Especially getting scored on by Richarlison, out of all people, who
looks like a bird.
Also, his celebration with the flare, cold.
It's cold.
But
he knows how to make a clip. He's smart. He knows what makes a clip.
I mean, Leicester, Everton. Honestly,
Leicester, Brendan Rodgers has just choked. I think Brendan Rodgers has showed that he's not the manager that Leicester thinks he is.
I honestly think Everton are going to edge it out with 2-1. I feel like it's going to be some 89th, 90th minute goal from somebody like Aaron Gordon.
Hey, you mean Anthony Gordon?
Anthony Gordon, that's what it was. Not Aaron Gordon. Oh, Lord.
Max Aarons, bro. Danny Aarons.
Yeah.
I predict Danny Aarons to score.
And comes on and just starts RKOing everybody.
Oh man.
I think everything are gonna pull through though.
Everton, yeah.
I believe in.
I want Everton to stay up just so they don't go bankrupt from getting relegated, because they'd have no relegation clauses in any of their players' contract.
Yeah.
But also, do you know that Everton never have been relegated, ever?
Oh wow.
They made it to the English top flight in 1955. Everton have been the only one, I think, 1 out of 6 teams in the Premier League to never have been relegated.
Wow, that's incredible. And why now though?
Everton are United but a lower club. They're being ran just as poorly, but they're not making as much money.
Especially with the people that they're bringing in as well. I don't think Yerry Mina.
Here's the thing: Yerry Mina is actually one of the best defenders at the club. Realistically, he's a great center back for them, but he's always injured. But when you bring in someone like Carlo Ancelotti, who you think, he's going to be our manager for the next 3 to 4 years, he's going to bring in players for us, help us restructure,
just for him to get in and let you down.
Yeah, come in, get you some performances, and then leaves. He's like, yeah, bye. I'm going back to Real.
I'm going to win the Champions League. You guys have fun in 18th.
Yeah, you guys have fun in like top 4, like losers.
So what do you think? I think Everton will edge it out.
Yeah,
2-1.
I think Everton win. I honestly want an Everton win.
Yeah, I do too.
Next, Norwich, West Ham. West Ham's clear.
Yeah, West Ham's clear. Norwich already.
Declan Rice hat trick.
Yeah, Masuaku hat trick.
Declan Rice is gonna have 3 bangers from outside the box,
and then start banging the drums on the corner.
Just like in FIFA career mode. Just like, oh, we're losing. Long shot. Long shot. Long shot.
Oh man. Alrighty, let's see here. Yeah, I think 2-1. I think maybe Richarlison and somebody like what's his name, Anthony Gordon. But also I feel like West Ham. I think 4-0. I think
4-0. You're disrespecting Norwich that much by saying 4-0.
I mean, Norwich did bring a good, not good, but like bang average players like Josh Sargent and
Well, Josh Sargent, he's been injured, so I think that hasn't been really fair to him. And Timo Pukki has been the only one really scoring for that team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what type of business Norwich does.
And then also, like, Max Aarons, their right back, starts for any team in the Prem, to be perfectly honest.
I don't know why he's still there.
No one wants to pay the money for him, and they're stupid.
He's only, like...
Everyone's worried because when people, like Man United and Man City pay, like, 80 to 100 million for English players, like, no one wants to spend that money for a player.
Yeah, no.
Even a Tariq Lamptey. People want to get Tariq Lamptey, but they know he's going to be too much.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. That's why
the English tax in the Premier League is just stupid.
The financial business in the Premier League is just very, very bad. You have someone like Harry Maguire who going for 80 to like 90 mil.
Well, he's only really worth like 200K.
Yeah.
From a whole city.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't understand that at all.
All right, we are going to be transitioning into a topic. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, this is the English Premier League Hall of Fame. Now, Dan, what is usually a Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame is, oh man, this is going to be a hard topic for me to talk about just because the people that got inducted this year, I feel there's one absolute robbery.
Tell me the robbery. Who do you think?
I don't understand how people can vote for company over a 5-time champion like Nemanja Vidic.
But even Rio Ferdinand, dude. Like, here's the thing, right?
No
I understand that the politics of it, that they want it to be like even representation of it, not all being just Arsenal and Man United players. Even though, granted, that you gotta understand the first 2 decades of the Prem was dominated by Arsenal, United, and a little bit of Chelsea.
Yeah, but to
be perfectly honest, here's where my disagreements come in. If we're talking about an English Premier League Hall of Fame, I'm sorry, you have to give it out to the people who have done the most spectacular stuff,
Exactly.
So Thierry Henry makes sense. He set the goal-scoring record in the Premier League.
Alan Shearer, I can 100%.
Alan Shearer is the top ever goal scorer in the Premier League.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Cantona, of course, amazing player.
Cantona should have waited. I'll say that as a United fan. Like, the Cantonas, the Roy Keanes, the Beckhams, even the Lampards and the Gerrards should have waited. Like, you'd have players like I'm not saying Wayne Rooney just to be biased, but like Wayne Rooney, all-time top goal scorer for Manchester United, in a Premier League club. You also have people like Gary Neville, an 8-time Premier League winner.
Yeah, who's
Paul
not...
Scholes, who made it late, but he's won the Premier League 11 times. Ryan Giggs has won the Premier League 13 times. Granted, Ryan Giggs, he's going through some shady stuff right now, so it's all about politics for him.
Yeah.
But even a John Terry, a 5-time Premier League winner. Like Ashley Cole, one of the best left backs to ever play in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I'm saying that over Patrice Evra. I love Patrice Evra.
See, for me, Wayne Rooney, I can 100% agree with. Ian Wright as well. Peter Schmeichel, Scholes.
That's the thing.
Drogba.
Like you have to first recognize the players for amazing achievements.
Exactly.
You have to do it like that.
I can understand. Even Aguero, I can understand the guy.
No, but Aguero makes sense though, because think about it. He's the all-time non-European, goal scorer. So think about it. Like people who are like from like the U.S., like Africa, Asia, and even South America, like he's scored the most out of all of them. Think about it. Over Didier Drogba, who everyone thinks is a world beater, he scored more than in the Prem.
That's true. Yeah.
Granted, more time, but still.
Yeah, but I think it's way too early for Vincent Kompany. I mean,
Kompany's too early. But like I said, like Ian Wright, I like the guy, but you're telling me
Yeah.
he deserves it over Andy Cole?
True. Or even Patrice Evra.
Even a Patrice or even a Ronaldo. How's Ronaldo not even inducted yet?
Yeah. Even Yaya Toure.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
David Silva.
Dude.
You know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's even more players that we're not even talking about, like a Dennis Irwin, a Yop Stam,
Sol Campbell. I mean,
who's other players that are off the top of my head? I mean, even if we're talking goalkeepers, you have Van der Sar, Petr Cech, David Seaman.
I don't know who votes for these players, but some of them are just either they're deluded or they don't have any type of ball knowledge.
Like David Beckham's success though came from winning a treble for Manchester United in '99.
Yeah,
and he won a couple more Premier Leagues after. Like David Beckham had won 6, which is still really impressive if you think about it. Even 6-time Premier League winner, but he makes it over Paul Scholes. He makes it over Ryan Giggs. He makes it over Gary Neville.
John Terry.
John Terry. Well, John Terry. He's having some. Guess what his drama is right now? Why they won't let him in? NFTs.
Oh my God.
Supposedly he's selling shady NFTs, bro.
Oh man. I mean, what is John Terry doing?
It's not the first shady thing he's done in his career.
Yeah, he's done.
We can't go into detail about it, but he's done some shady stuff, folks. You can Google it if you want.
He's done some.
So just say it involves adultery. I'll leave it at that. There we go.
Probably the best way you could put it.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's the appropriate way I could put it. But like, here's the thing though. This is I think the most like hot topic out of all this. Can you put a Steven Gerrard in there?
I mean,
he's such a class player, but he's never won a Premier League.
Yeah, I don't think, at least not yet. I feel like there's lots of other players that could go in instead.
There's players who have to be recognized, but it's tough because the other day we were talking about who the best combined England side, like Gerrard and Lampard, have to be in there.
I didn't even see this until now. The Besmir is always trying to spread his little propaganda of Chelsea. Why is N'Golo Kante on the midfielder shortlist?
I mean, I don't know. That's not.
We're talking about.
Listen. That's not a Besmir thing. That's actually me.
Really?
Think about it.
As a Premier League Hall of Fame.
Listen, he won 2 Premier Leagues back to back with 2 different clubs.
Okay, and that's it.
But that's impressive. Are you kidding me? No other player has done that. Name me a player that went from playing from one team, won the Premier League, then went to another team and won the Premier League again.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but I don't know. I feel like it's just still too early. The dude's still
but
playing, too.
But like I said, he belongs on the short list, just like a Mikel Essien belongs to be on the short list.
Yeah, Essien definitely deserves.
Or even like a Ramirez, even like.
Oh man,
I hate to say it. Even a David Luiz deserves to be on the short list.
Yeah, I could see a David Luiz. Not right now, but I could definitely.
That's what I'm
see
saying.
him.
Though, like this short list has to build over time. But then, when do you start recognizing the older players like Robbie Fowler and those guys from like '92 to 2000?
Teddy Sheringham,
Because realistically, if you're looking at most of this list, like the only players who are probably around that like '90s era on this list is Cantona, Andy Cole. I wouldn't say Bergkamp because he was mixed.
Ian Wright,
Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, like Gary Neville too. Schmeichel. Like that's the point. It's like there's not that much because the Premier League was only formed in 1992.
Yeah.
So it's like how much can you recognize from the first 8 years, player wise, that realistically wasn't Manchester United or Arsenal, and it's tough.
I mean, it's just I feel like for just some of the players are just a little bit too early for a Premier League Hall of Fame.
Like Company's early. Ian Wright is early.
Yeah,
it's
a little
really
bit
early. I hate to say it, but it is.
Yeah,
Wayne Rooney was late. I'm sorry, but if you're talking about the first 3 people to be inducted, it should have been Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, and Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there's no Besmir to object here. I mean, any listeners, you can call in, text, let me know if you disagree with that hot take. But it's clear that Wayne Rooney should have been top 3 inducted.
There's also no way that a company can get inducted to a Premier League Hall of Fame than Nemanja Vidic, who's been captain 300 games for United.
I mean, here's the thing, right? A Vincent Kompany, he's won 4.
Has he won the Champions League?
Yeah, but we can't. It's a English Premier League Hall of Fame. So that's the thing. You can't really talk about Champions League. You could talk about FA Cups, maybe.
Even FA Cups. Vidic has probably most likely more FA Cups than Company. He has more Premier League titles than Company. I mean, the guy. When did Company retire? I think 2020, right?
He technically didn't retire. He became player manager for Anderlecht.
Then retired.
Retired. Yeah.
So it's early. You just inducted a guy who literally just retired last year.
But Ronaldo's still playing. But yeah, I think he deserves to be called. I think he deserves to be in there right away. You can't wait till he retires.
I mean,
because Ronaldo's still doing it in the Prem. 38.
That's also true. Wow, it just hit me. Ronaldo's 38, man. We don't have that much time left.
Bro, yesterday, so just like got off topic for a little bit. I was working on a film project for MSU. This kid Alejandro in my group, guess how old he is? 18.
Wow.
I'm 22, still stuck in college. And then I was also in a group with like 26-year-old dudes. So not only did I feel old, I felt super old. And then I had the nerve of the kid telling me to like looking at me, goes like, "Pops." I'm like, "Bro, I'm only like 4 years older than you. Like, calm down,
already
bro."
Giving you the old man slander.
Yeah, like he's like, "Yeah, like calm down, old man." I'm like, "Yo, what? Hold on a second. Just because I got bad knees, leave me alone, bro." Oh my god. Anyways, back to the topic. Yeah. But like Ronaldo, I think Ronaldo deserves to be in the conversation too.
He could be in the conversation. I feel like Ronaldo should have definitely got over Aguero.
Well, like, does he?
Ronaldo's been there way longer than Aguero has.
Well, no, I think Aguero's been there longer. In the Premier League longer? Because think about it. Ronaldo joined
left in 2009.
He joined 2004.
Yeah.
Left 2009. Came back this season. That's 6 years. Yeah. Aguero was at City from...
He left...
he was there 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Left 2020. 2020, 2021.
So
that's a decade. That's a decade. Ronaldo only has 6 years, including this year. And Aguero scored one of the most iconic goals ever scored in the Premier League. He's in my intro, for Pete's sake. Aguero, like you can't deny Aguero into the English Premier League Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I hate to say it because he's a City player. Like, you know, we don't care about City players, but.
I'm definitely not denying him. I mean, Aguero, of course, over his whole career, he showed in his class multiple times.
But then what people don't understand is that, like, I think everyone's worried that it's going to be so dominant towards a certain set of players. Don't worry. Once those guys go in, it's going to dry out, and you're going to see, oh, wow, wait, there's actually a lot of better players that run on the teams, too. But, like, that's what people don't understand, though. It's that, and also, like, it's a lot of, like, newer fans and, like, younger people that don't understand how dominant Man United and Arsenal were in the Premier League.
Yeah, they were very. I mean, what United have? How many Premier League titles? 13.
No, 13. No, we have 20, dude.
Really?
Yeah, we have 20 Premier League titles.
Well, I gotta check this. I thought it was 13.
Remember last year, because it was 2021 season, everyone's like, oh, 21 and 20 for Ole. We're gonna get 21 titles because he finished second place.
Yeah. Well, you guys have 13 Premier Leagues.
Oh, wait. I was also counting the old English ones. So
yeah, 13 Premier Leagues.
Yeah, okay, but like what about like all like what about like top flight titles though? Because I know it's 20.
Then you guys are of course clear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I know it's 20 because also Chelsea fans count it too because they're close as well.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
City can't because they weren't a club till 2010. So
yeah, and they were down there playing against Bristol Rovers in Luton Town.
Even Stevenage, bro. Like, oh my god. But this is just so tough. But okay, so here's my question though: with who's been inducted so far, do you think that anyone who's invincible should have been inducted first?
No, because
Vieira's an invincible.
Vieira deserves it.
Dennis Bergkamp's an invincible. Thierry Henry's an invincible.
Those for me are fine. That I have no problem with. Thierry Henry.
But here's the thing: I would have even put a Patrick Vieira over a Steven Gerrard, or even a Lampard, or even a David Beckham, or a Roy Keane. Like Vieira should have been within the first wave.
Yeah, yeah. I could see maybe Patrick Vieira taking Roy Keane's place.
Even Roy Keane, dude, it's like, okay, I get it. Like, 7 Premier League titles, like, was a Manchester United captain, but he's also just, I can't say it. I'm just going to use the dump button. There we go. I feel better now. But he's also just that, you know? Like, he's just, like, I can't stand him as a pundit.
Yeah, he's an amazing captain, and you know, he could have been.
So here's my question: what could possibly diminish your reputation to help you not make it to the Hall of Fame?
I mean, Roy Keane has done some crazy stuff over the years.
Here's the thing, because Eric Cantona kicked a fan in the face. We can't forget that flying karate kick.
Yeah, but also Roy Keane completely took out Haaland's father.
He ended a career. Exactly. He ended some. No one understands. Roy Keane ended somebody's career. Okay, like that's not something we can walk past.
To be fair to him, Haaland did it first, so that was his retribution.
But I'm just saying though, no, like he genuinely like made someone retire by forcing them an injury. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's no joke. Let's see. Wayne Rooney even has scandals.
Yeah, Wayne Rooney injured, what was it? I think it was Terry. He put on 12-inch metal studs.
Oh, yeah, he said he wanted to hurt John Terry.
He wanted to hurt John
but
Terry.
John Terry's done worse, so we're not worried about that. Mr. Adultery over there, we're fine, no worries.
Ian Wright, I don't think.
And also, John, I have a question. What makes John Terry think he can sell NFTs? I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, and he's also getting sued by the Champions League for making a Champions League trophy NFT.
But still appearing at Celtic games.
I don't get it. I really don't, bro. John Terry's just a character. Oh my god.
I think this is the only time we can, get Chelsea slander without getting yelled back.
I know. I feel.
This is gonna be a whole different thing next Wednesday.
Benjamin's gonna listen in. He's gonna call me.
Probably gonna call what are you clowns doing?
Dude, next week we're not even gonna be able to talk about anything. He's gonna be back here. He's gonna be like, I have to set the record straight. This is not fair. This Chelsea slander propaganda, because I've never seen somebody who can like somehow be like so like, I don't know how to say it, but like so delusional how they defend Chelsea.
Yeah,
like when we, like it's a genuine worry for Chelsea fans. Like, oh, we don't know who's gonna be our owner, and Ben's like, oh yeah, we're gonna be fine. Yep, no, Chelsea gotta buy somebody. We're gonna win. Don't worry. I'm like,
that's
no.
why he was even predicting games. Oh yeah, we'll be fine. We'll sit comfortably 3-0 win.
And then roll the clown music, and then they get bossed on. That's the thing, like, Benjamin's making fun of me for United losing to Arsenal and Everton when Chelsea lost to Arsenal and Everton.
On top of that, Brentford.
And we beat Brentford. I'm leaving it at that. No, I'm nicking in the butt. I'm leaving it at that. Wait for Benjamin to get back. We're not doing any more of that. Oh, my God. But, okay. So, here's who should be within the next class, in my opinion, of the Premier League. Like, here's the thing. If we're doing the 2023 Premier League Hall of Fame inductees, it should be, here's my list, Andy Cole. I think Andy Cole deserves to be in there. If we're going to talk about phenomenal strikers, Andy Cole should be in there.
Okay.
Ryan Giggs.
Okay.
I just think, do we put David Silva or Yaya Toure over each other? Because you can't do both at a time. You got to pick one or the other.
See, the defensive part of me wants to go Yaya Toure, but the more playmaking magic wants to go David Silva. But you can't go against the yeah.
Yeah, but David Silva has more titles though, and bossed up the but dude, Yaya was insane for City.
Yeah, especially coming up against Yaya, if you make one mistake, Yaya will make you pay for it.
Oh my god, man.
For me, it's Yaya.
I think it's David Silva.
Oof.
All right, ready? Rock, paper, scissors. This is the one we're gonna decide. Ready?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, we're going Yaya.
Yeah.
All right. So it's Andy Cole, Ryan Giggs, Yaya Toure. Who do we still have so many defenders? Oh my god.
Yeah, there's multiple defenders here.
Dude, how is there still this many defenders available?
Yeah, you have Sol Campbell, Ashley Cole, Patrice Evra, Nemanja Vidic, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Gary Neville, and Jamie Carragher.
Granted, Carragher's under the same category of Gerrard of never winning it, but he was a class Premier League center back.
I don't know.
That's the thing that's tough.
It's
that like how do you recognize a player that hasn't won the Prem? Like when we're talking about Premier League Hall of Fame, it's just so tough, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Carragher's also like another Roy Keane who just he couldn't care. Like
Yeah,
if you were his
that's
best
true.
friend and you were on the other team and it was a rivalry,
Yeah,
your
didn't
legs
care.
are definitely gonna be obliterated by the end of the match.
Okay, so then here's my question. So let's say we only pick 2 defenders. Who do we pick?
See, I have to go with Gary Neville on this one. 8-time Premier League
Yeah, but
winner.
2. You're allowed 2 defenders. Gary Neville and who
So,
else?
Gary Neville, and honestly, as much as I love Nevenjevic, I can't go up against a Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah, dude. But like then again, like I don't want to disrespect John Terry, but like there's no shot you're telling me that you cannot have a Gary Neville and a Rio Ferdinand be inducted next.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying on playing ability. I'm saying just on just numbers alone, like on just Premier League titles plus performances. Like it wasn't even like Gary Neville was a bad player or Rio Ferdinand was a bad player.
yeah.
But also like Gary, also if we think about it though, like Gary Neville was a youth academy product, 1-man club type person. So that should be a factor. And then Rio Ferdinand, hold on 1 second. Rio Ferdinand at the time set the what is it? He set the record, right? The transfer record
for
the I think for the highest player paid.
Yeah.
From Leeds to Manchester United.
Yeah.
So like that's also a factor to put in. Like he has a historic thing to him. Besides the Premier League titles.
See, because this is tough because you only get how many picks do you get usually? with
Okay,
the
so
Premier
then
League?
if we look at the waves here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So
we
for
have-
our wave 3, who are we gonna do? So then
So we have Andy Cole, we
Yeah.
have Ryan Giggs, we have Yaya Toure, so that's 3. So we have 5 left.
here's the thing. So 5 left. Wow. So then I think it should be 2 defenders and 2 goalkeepers. Because without a Van der Sar or a Czech in some of those teams are way different.
Yeah. See, it's tough though because I mean Gary Neville.
But then again, Ashley Cole is probably one of the best left backs to ever play in the Prem.
That's true. But I can't put past anything past Patrice Evra also.
But I know.
Evra was a menace to
yeah,
society.
but
at United.
also Ashley Cole's an invincible. We can't forget that.
Oh, that's right.
The invincible plays a factor. Like you gotta understand, winning a Premier League while not losing a single game in the season. Just think.
I mean, for me, it still has to be Gary Neville and Rio Ferdinand.
I agree, or maybe even a Gary Neville and a Ashley Cole. Granted, there's also politics surrounding Ashley Cole too, which is stupid, but
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's gonna be Gary Neville and Rio Ferdinand. I think, and then probably way forward probably would be.
so then Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, and then do we do Van der Sar and Czech? I
Yeah,
think
Van der
that-
Sar and Czech, yes.
Because I understand how Peter Schmeichel's the worst goalie. He has to be. There's no shot you don't.
Yeah.
But but David Seaman's an invincible as well, dude.
I mean, David Seaman. I remember still that one save that he made, where he had to literally palm the ball and just like slap it off the line.
Yeah.
But I can't put anything past Edwin Van der Sar and Peter Cech. Those two were absolute class.
And it's so crazy because, like, I feel like people, like, granted, even though we're younger, people still don't even know about them.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of younger fans are just like, oh, who
You sit
cares?
there, you tell a kid who just who watches soccer but not as much as you and me do. You sit
It's
there
like
and
it's
ask
like
him,
Boyan,
"Who's he, man?"
bro. If you talk to your brother
Yeah.
Boyan, it's like, oh, Peter Cech is like, who?
I
The
feel like
Chelsea-
he'd make a joke out of his last name.
Yeah,
which-
no. Boyan would be like, oh, you're talking about like the Chelsea director, like the guy.
Yeah.
Like they'd be like, no, like he was a world class goalie, my dude. Oh my god.
Nobody would understand ball knowledge as much as we. But for me, Van der Sar and Czech, 100% going.
Van der Sar, Czech have to be inducted, and then Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand. Here's the thing: I don't think Ryan Giggs is going to get inducted because of all the drama around him. So then, I've made a list. So now you give me one player out of the blue who you think should be making it. That's not on this list right now.
Nemanjevic.
Vidic is on there, bro. I said not on the list.
Not on the list.
Yeah, you got to
Ooh.
pull one out of your head, bro.
Premier League Hall of Famer. Oh, beautiful. Since Mr. Chelsea man himself, Branislav Ivanovic. I honestly think,
Ivanovic?
yeah, think about it. That right back slot when Ivanovic was playing, he kept that role all the way up until I think 2013 when he left.
What's up with you and Serbians, bro? I get you're Serbian. Like if it was me, I'd say Broha. He still plays for Southampton right now at striker. I'll say an Albanian if it was.
I have this talk constantly with Besmir about Ivanovic and his class.
Oh yeah, no, Ivanovic.
I mean, Ivanovic also has a boot right now in the Premier League museum of him, getting stomped on and still played the whole game with the bloody foot.
Yeah,
I think a hole in his foot, and that boot still, yet to this day, sits in the Premier League museum.
Here's the thing: Ivanovic in comparison to a player now, is
more
what
defensive.
Kyle Walker is, to be honest,
but less pacey.
No, he had some pace back in the day. It was just more towards the end. But also, I think Chelsea have one of the most, not in the Premier League, but in the I remember in the Champions League how there was somehow an Ivanovic, Cahill, and John Terry link up front for a goal. It was like, it made no sense how, because Ivanovic went running down the left side for some reason and puts the balls in. Gary Cahill flicks the ball to John Terry, and John Terry just scores. I was just so confused. I was like, how does this happen right now? 3 defenders who look like the most, like, I don't, like, they look so stiff.
Yeah, so like
they don't look like fluid, like
built,
whatsoever. Like there's like there, then out of nowhere you see a little flick from Cahill. Like I was just so confused. I was like, what's happening right now? This is not football.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even the fact that I'm Serbian. I think even any type of Chelsea fan
I'm saying
would
it's a
remember.
joke. I think Ivanovic is a great shout.
Who else though? I mean, Premier League Hall of Fame.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know how hard it was for me to make this list, bro?
I could tell.
Like,
I mean, I'm sitting here trying to like roll back the years and think, oh man.
Because you think, like, I want to say like the Dennis Irwins and the Yop Stams, but realistically, half of the achievements they made was prior to '92 as well, and then they only really had the first 4 or 5 years of the Premier League era.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to look up
some
Prem legends because my brain is just having an absolute like combustion right now. I don't honestly. What's his name? The Manchester United guy. Man, I'm drawing such a big blank right now. It's incredible. Bobby Charlton. How is he not in the Hall of Fame yet?
Because it's a Premier League Hall of Fame.
Dennis Law, Jimmy Hargreaves.
But that's what I'm saying though, dude. Like this all starts from 1992. Technically, that's why that's why I struggled last night. I'm like,
92.
you can't put in all these old names. Like you can't. To be honest, you can't put in Robbie Fowler,
Gary Lineker,
Lineker.
Kenny Dalglish. You know.
But
Tony Adams.
But to be perfectly honest though, like Andy Cole still hasn't been put in yet. Like I think we keep forgetting this. Andy Cole and Ryan Giggs.
Yeah.
Giggs, I think.
Van Persie?
Name me a person. Van Persie's a good shout too. To be honest, that's a really good shout. But name me a person who's won more Premier Leagues than Ryan Giggs, like actual Premier League titles.
Nobody, because he came from the youth. He rose from the youth ranks. He was trusted by a very good Premier League manager, and from there, he kept winning and winning and winning. It just never stopped.
That's what I'm saying. Like I cannot. I don't think there's a single person who's won more than Ryan Giggs.
See, what about an Edin Dzeko? Edin Dzeko back at City.
Are you serious?
JJ Okocha.
Okay, maybe.
Emmanuel Petit.
Yeah. Okay, Petit. Okay.
Lundberg. Nani.
Lundberg.
Think about it.
Nani's a good shout. Nani was insane.
Nani at United, especially that one little chip where he faked.
Yeah. Okay,
man.
now you're speaking my language. Oh,
Gallas, Ozil.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, folks, the Premier League has had a whole bunch of talent. It's always tough to find the players, and even to make I made this list, but then Dejan just listed off 6 more players that are just absolute class.
Essien.
Well, Essien we talked about earlier.
I'd love to say this one name, Mark Overmars, but after him getting a nice little boot,
deservedly.
Ajax,
Yep. So
Fernando Torres.
Nope. Oh my
Dennis
God.
Irwin. Oh man.
I said there's
Xabi Alonso.
That's right, for Liverpool.
Oh my God. How are we? Oh my God. This one I absolutely love, and I think he should have been on the list. Dimitar Berbatov. Berbatov was. Oh man.
That's honestly a little embarrassing for me, United fan, forgetting to write down Berbatov on the list there.
See, you got Anelka, Dwight York.
Oh my God, Michael Carrick.
Michael Carrick. Makalele.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there's a lot of players.
Oh,
okay.
man.
So I think we'll end it off by saying that the Premier League is a league of phenomenal players, best league in the world, and to recognize all of them is tough, and it's always going to be an ever-evolving, and it's always going to be a tough topic to tackle. And we're going to hear next week from Besmir about how, oh my God, the Chelsea player
How much he hates us.
disrespected. This is so rude. But, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure for you to listen in this week with me and Dejan. And all I have to say is thank you. Dejan, any last words?
Enjoy your day, guys. Thank you for having me, Ardi.
And, guys, this is Matchweek. WMSC.